Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let us know if you can hear us loud and clear. It's how we want to be heard. Good morning to each and every one of you. Good morning, Ivor and Margaret. Good morning. How are you wonderful folks doing today? Ivor said is in Atlanta. That's what I was saying. Ivor is all the way out in Atlanta. Say hello to the missus for us, Ivor. And also Margaret, I did say that. I hope you have got it reading lips. Margaret, remind us where you are. Somerset, Somerville, North Carolina. Good to have all of you on the live this morning. At least I know you are listening. You all just come here for my good looks. Good morning, folks. Mandy Cummins. Whomie is here. Urban Don Cook is here as well. Good morning, guys. I see Brennan. Do let us know if you can hear us now. Do let us know if you guys can hear us now. We got sound out, the lights jumping up and down. Whatever that means, happy to have all of you here. Wenda, I see Deborah says no sound. I sing loud and clear and I sing no sound. See, y'all help me pick a struggle. Loud and clear, loud and clear. Sounds okay, loud and clear. Thank you so much. You see, us big people, we got to stick together. Good morning, guys. I hope that you are great. And thanks for spotting that. I could have gone 45 minutes in talking to myself here. You know, we didn't have the comments going by to see Mavis and Hewley, Wenda, and Sheila Boy Child on the live with us this morning. Happy to have you all here. Folks, we're doing about 40 minutes this morning. We got to run off to an event. We got to run off to the event at the National Assembly. Margaret says, turn up your volume. Erwin Don and Latoya, turn up your volume. Frida Hazel, right? Ulasumbo, good to have you there. Ulasumbo, hope I'm calling it right. Hey, you got a fancy name like that. You better be a king somewhere on the African continent. You better be a king somewhere. Ulasumbo, good morning. Good morning to all of you. Fancy name folks. Yuli, you better get some. Come on now. All the fancy name folks. How you all doing? Good morning to each and every one of you. Wherever you're joining us from, welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's get right into it. We did say to you all last evening, we saw a press conference out of the Working People's Alliance, and Dr. David Hines had a couple of things to say on security, the deterioration of the sector, among some other issues. Here is Dr. Hines and that press yesterday out of the Working People's Alliance. Yep, they're back with their press conferences. Right, they're back, and they have said to us they've moved now to Thursday mornings at 11. It used to be on, I think, on Monday, if not on Tuesday at 11. But they're moved now, folks. Take a look and take a listen.
Roads, we have built buildings, but we have not built a security infrastructure that goes with an economy that is as fast developing as Guyana is. We are not surprised at the constant and almost weekly drug bust. Our country is a corrupt country. Corruption runs deep in the society. It starts at the top and starts at the bottom. Bribery is part of the everyday life in Guyana. It's part of governance in Guyana. And so it is not surprising that people at the bottom of the illicit ladder, so to speak, are apprehended. But those who control the system of illicit drugs and drug activity are let go, because the fusion of the state and the criminal underworld is a fact of life in Guyana. We in the WPA feel that to abort that system, to put a dent in it, that we need to call a state of emergency in our security system. And just as we are calling for constitutional reform, we are calling for a complete overhaul of the security system in Guyana. We have done studies after studies, but these have not been implemented. So a complete overhaul of the security system that takes into consideration the big changes that are occurring in Guyana needs to be done. The police force has to move from a force to a security body that is able to police our borders and to take charge of national security. We also feel that those who serve in government must themselves undergo part of the change that is expected. Because if you're in government, and I'm not just talking here about cabinet ministers, I'm talking about top civil servants, they have to become part of this renovation of the security system, because they are the ones ultimately where the buck stops, whether it's the minister, whether it's the commissioner of police, whether it's the crime chief. They all have to subscribe to a security system in Guyana that defends the people, first and foremost, defend our sovereignty, secondly. Because if you're defending our sovereignty, then you have to defend our borders against illicit drugs, against illicit narcotics. And if you're defending and protecting the people, you have to protect our young people from becoming victims of the drug trade, both at the level of pushing and using. So it's a complete renovation that is needed in our security system. And that is why we in the WP are saying we need a state of emergency in our security system. It is compromising Guyana. It is making it an unsafe place for children and young people to grow up and to become productive citizens. So long as there is the lure of narcotics and quick money, we are going to be in the problems that we are. So long as there is corruption, then somebody's going to let the cocaine pass, to quote David Rudder, the Calypsonians. So we feel there must be a state of emergency in the security system that must then open the way for a complete overhaul and renovation of the system.
Some very, very, very important points being made there by Dr. David Hines. And, you know, one of the things we've been talking about is reimagining government. That's one of the things we've been talking about, reimagining it. Now, we have a government system that has been built largely a long time ago. You know, we are a nation, young oil economy, a young democracy too. But does that system that we subscribed to in the past, is it still working? Just take GCOM, for instance. You know, the Carter formula since 1992 has operated at GCOM, and clearly that formula is bursting at the seam. Is it still relevant? We got to reimagine GCOM to serve the interests of this new millennium, this new generation, this new decade. We got to reimagine it. That's what we got to do. Lots of it seems not functional. Is it that it's dysfunctional, outdated, irrelevant to the time we're living in? And those are the tough questions in our lifetimes and in our generation we must answer. We must answer them. I want to get to 90, 92, 96 and I fighting up. You must have impact the next generation, and then you are the back. You're now fighting up. And that's why while we're young, you know, a little less young, whatever it is, now is the time to make that impact. Now is the time. Is this thing working for us? Is governance working for us? Or do we have to something, a new world is necessary? Is it? Reimagine the thing. A lot of time this, over the next 5 years, we're going to have to do that. You can't catch Anta, Banta and do that, you know. You have to sit down with people who understand the movement of time, the ebbs and flow, and chart a course that the next generation can benefit from. I believe personally, we're wicked. We come and find some problems and we left them right there. We just benefit from the system. All you could say, you got big mansion in Bradoville too, in Lenora. You mansions got mansions in their mouths so big. You gallery got galleries. We got to solve some problems. Leaders fix problems. We got to fix a couple problems in our lifetimes. NIS. We got to fix that, man. We got to fix, if we could build a new harbor bridge, by God, we could fix NIS. Some of the other services, you all know them. You all engage them every day. You all engage them every day. We bring in 2 passport forms online. That's not innovative. That's just coming up to speed with the times. That's nothing like you invent some new material. You discover some formula to make the world work better. People have been doing that for 50 years. Whole systems are online. Yeah. And we now say, oh, we put in the forms online. You can download the form and follow it up and send it back in and so on. On the court system, you could track your cases. The whole world ahead of us. And we now coming saying, we're so innovative. We ain't talking in quietly, you know. People should wake up one day and realize, oh, you could do this. You could do that. Oh, my God. It's good, man. It's good, man. The only thing I can say about the US this morning in comparison. Some of y'all, they here long now. See my aunt scanning she paycheck. Money deposit in the bank. Scan by phone your check deposit. But you know, part of the politics here is to keep people dependent. Part of the politics here, Chicago in a line. See, that's how you know the government is working. Look at the length of the lines. Right? If we really imagine government, we got to retool our people for the future that's ahead of us. If we really reimagine government, but we got to do it. If we're going to keep our people sharp and cutting edge, we got to do it. I hear us talking about AI. And that's a conversation we must have, a difficult conversation. But with the advent of AI, the labor force that's needed could be affected in the public service. It means you got to start that retooling of our people for different kind of work. More than a manual work is knowledge. I read Peter Drucker, one of the foremost management thinkers of our lifetime, not just of a generation. Decades ago, talk about the knowledge worker. It's way inside here, it's way between your two ears, as the big people say. That's a conversation we gotta have as a country. How do we retool? The APNU AFC government started that. Recognizing, for instance, sugar. Do you know? And I'm picking this up from Dr. Winston McGowan. That's a fantastic compilation of essays. He formed a book. I was looking to see if it's here at me in the studio. And in that book, fantastic Guyanese historian, Dr. Winston McGowan, he talked about how cotton, we used to be the world producing cotton at one time. Did you know that? The world producer in cotton at one time in our history. Right? But you hear anybody say, no, keep the cotton industry alive. These workers can't think. The thing is not fetching what it used to fetch. It doesn't have the dominance in the industry that it used to have. The thing gone down. There's where sugar is going. And these guys have been beating sugar for 5 years. And they know sugar is not going any place. We have not produced a pound of sugar profitability in the last 5 years. In the last 15 years. As a matter of fact, when APNU FC government took over, the industry was bankrupt. Could we have that discussion? Could we sit down and say, look, there's no political fodder we had from this. We're just keeping our people back. If you really mechanize the sugar industry, a lot of people are not going to be needed. Right? Apologies there. If we really mechanize